Here I have the new BMW M3 Touring CSL. Only it's not an official BMW, but maybe after this video you will think that BMW should make this car. Let's check it out. Here I have the man behind this car. It's Imran from Evolve Automotive.
Hi, Matt.
We've done quite a few videos together.
Yes, we have.
You know.
You've abused my F90 M5 many times.
Yes. I've drag raced some of your cars, reviewed some other ones. You're famous for doing tuning and builds on BMWs. You do some other cars as well, but it's mainly BMW M cars. And here we have what I think is one of your most exciting projects ever.
A lot of people have said that to me, and I can see why.
Yeah, I can see why as well. So, new BMW M3 Touring is the car of the moment. It's absolutely brilliant. It ticks all the boxes. It makes everyone wonder why the heck they haven't done one until now. And you've gone and got one straight away and altered it.
Yes, very slightly. So we've been on the list for the M3 Touring for ages. Obviously, I've had every M3 almost since the E30. We got it from BMW Park Lane. We brought it to our workshop and we have altered it completely to this specification within a day or two.
I let him on the clock straight away, modifying it with what you can see here. The most noticeable thing is that it has the grille from the CSL, doesn't it?
Correct. So that is the original CSL grille. The only thing we've done is taken the CSL badge off because I don't like running the cars when they're not that car.
Everyone's calling it a CSL. It looks like a CSL.
It's got the original CSL front lip and it's also got yellow DRLs, which the CSL has.
And that's what you've done here at the front. I mean, it does look amazing and it really suits the car.
I think so. I think this is the best version of the front end that BMW do themselves.
Ages ago, we were talking about you were going to offer a revised grille, weren't you?
It wasn't just a grille, it was the whole bumper. We redesigned the whole thing, but I haven't put it into production because the tooling costs are so high, I don't think I'm going to get my money back. Because I don't think people are that bothered anymore.
At first, everyone was like, oh God, what have they done with the grille? Now, it sort of works.
Yeah, it's aggressive, and I think it works even more on the Touring.
Yeah.
Because you've got the balance of the grille, and then because the back keeps going further and it's square at the back, I think it's more in proportion.
So what else have you done? Should we walk down the side?
Yes, you want to walk this way?
Yeah.
Got original CSL wheels. As you can see, the car is sitting quite a bit lower than a standard car, and that's because we've got MSS height adjustable springs on it. This is probably a little bit lower than I would normally want to run, but we've just slammed it just to get the photos. But I will probably have it around 10 mil higher than this when I'm ready to drive it properly. Different
springs, are they firmer than the standard springs?
No, so you see when you drive the car, even though it's this low, they are just as comfortable as the stock.
But it's just lowered it?
It's just lowered it, but it's actually got two separate springs stacked on top of each other, so it's got two spring rates.
Standard adjustable dampers, but you've got different springs. And the springs, are they better than what came originally on the car?
I think so.
Okay, well, we'll see about
You'll
that.
see. You'll see when you drive it.
Okay, so you've done the suspension, you load it, maybe a bit too low, it's just for the looks.
Yep.
Got the CSL wheels. How much are these wheels?
I think they're around $4,000.
Oh, for the set, that's not too bad, is it?
Not too bad. 12 mil spacers all round.
Is that what the CSL has on the...
CSL won't have any spaces. We've just done that again for looks to bring the wheels out further in the arches.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest fan of spaces because you are altering the manufacturer's geometry.
I'm not normally a fan. I would normally create a set of wheels that have
the offset.
The
So moving on the side, what's CSL-y?
So the red pinstripe to match the front pinstripe.
So is that just a sticker?
That's just a sticker.
So, okay, so that was easy to do.
Yeah, that was
it not actually? Was it hard to line it up?
No, I think it was pretty easy.
Okay.
Carbon door mirrors.
That's CSL.
I think the CSL has them, but they're not exactly the same.
But the car as standard didn't come with carbon door mirrors.
No, it didn't. This one didn't.
This one didn't. So you fitted some carbon door mirrors. How much is it going to cost to do a carbon roof?
A lot.
Just a lot.
No one even makes it. It's being made. So around the back of the car, we have a CSL carbon diffuser, and we have a very special Remus titanium exhaust. And that's a limited edition exhaust. They've only made 31 of them.
You can get carbon fibre split on the M3 Touring. It's like a carbon pack upgrade,
yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The carbon is different to this carbon, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Are you telling me that you looked at the BMW carbon offering and it wasn't to your satisfaction?
I knew that we were going to do the tweak, so there was no point in me paying for the ultimate pack. And I didn't want the carbon seats in this car. I have them in my M4, so I went for the comfort seats.
The CSL you got up there was the car you were given, which was with the normal carbon bucket seats that you get as an option on an M3.
Correct.
But you didn't fit them to this, you wanted the comfort seats, even though you could then have gone further and had proper CSL seats in
Yeah,
here.
but the thing was, the plan when I ordered this car wasn't to do this to it.
Oh, right. So you ordered the car, you're on the waiting list, and then as you're waiting for your car to be built.
No, the car came and I was like, oh, let's make a CSL.
Well, so you mean the car came, and in that moment of picking it from the dealer and driving it back home, you're on the phone organising parts to CSL it?
That's exactly how it went down.
Right, let's have a look under the bonnet,
Yes.
shall we? Now, before we go underneath the bonnet of the BMW M3, we're going to go underneath the bonnet of my old BMW X5 to find out if there are any hidden faults with it by using this OBD reader from Carly. I'm going to plug my Carly device into my car's OBD port, and it will communicate with my phone over Bluetooth. I've actually downloaded the Carly app from the Google Play Store. Obviously it's available on the Apple Store as well. So now I'm going to use the app to run a diagnostics check on my car. Yes, there are some faults. Of course there are. Now, I don't need to trawl the internet to find out what it means, because Carly's smart mechanic will explain everything to me. And the smart mechanic is saying there's an issue with this car's thermostat. And I bet I know what it is, because there's a common fault on these old BMW X5s. In the coolant tank, there's a little float that pops up and it touches a sensor against the top of the cap. But what happens is people put the tops on clumsily and they break that float stick, and the car just thinks that there is no coolant in the tank, when in fact there is. And if I look in here, I can see the float stick, yes, has been broken. Now I'm going to clear the fault code for the thermostat using the Carly app, but obviously we'll come back again until I actually fit the thermostat sensor. However, Carly isn't just about finding faults with your car. You can also use it to unlock hidden features. And what I've always wanted this car to do is actually beep when I lock it, so that I'm sure that I've locked it. At the moment, it doesn't do that. Look. See? So I'm now going to go into Carly, run through the features that I can change. And yes, look, I can make it beep when I lock the car. I'm going to enable that and then code it to the car. So I'm going to lock the car now. Yep, it beeped. Brilliant. Now, if you want to get yourself a Carly OBD reader, then follow the link in the description or the pinned comment and use the discount code MAT15 for 15% off. Anyway, let's go back to the BMW M3 Touring and check out its engine. We're going to see if I can spot all of the changes you've made here to the engine bay. So, obviously, that ain't standard.
Nope.
Oh, that feels lovely.
Yeah, matte carbon,
Wow.
carbon fibre.
That ain't standard. Plus, I mean, I remember filming the normal M3 Touring, and I don't recall seeing this big brace. Are those all the bits?
Yeah, pretty much. You've only missed one part, which is very subtle. So you've got the CSL strut brace, which is on the M4 CSL.
So that's come from BMW?
That's from BMW.
How much is that? I'd like to know.
I can't remember. I think it was around £800.
That's
So
not
it's
bad,
quite
is it?
reasonable.
Yeah.
For what it is, it's quite reasonable.
And you can fit that quite easily to any other BMW
Yes.
M3 or M4.
Yep. So we've got the Venturi carbon fibre intake system finished in matte lacquer. So normally you get glossy carbon, but this is done in more stealthy matte. So, and you've got the engine cover as well. So the stock engine cover basically ends there and it looks like it's unfinished. So we've essentially copied the design from the left-hand side to the right-hand side.
Yeah, because you can get a carbon fibre engine cover, can't you? Is that standard?
It's
an
not
option,
standard,
isn't it?
I think it's an option.
But
yeah.
you're right, it's small, isn't it?
Yes, it's only up to here.
And it's shiny.
Studs here, which are made out of titanium, and that's just to finish off the look of the engine bay.
The Venturi air intakes, you guys make those yourself, you design them, yeah?
Yes, so I co-own Venturi as well as Evolve, and my business partner for Venturi, Bilal, he's the one who actually designs them. We prototype them here, and they're actually built just over there.
What do they do? What's the advantage of those?
So they add power and a bit of sound, so they add around 12 to 15 bhp
How?
to the car, because they're just more efficient than the stock air intake system, and we've also changed the turbo inlets to make them larger than the stock one, so it makes the turbo work more efficiently.
I've experienced your Venturi intake on the E92.
Yes, that's glorious. You can't compare it. That's an NA car with a huge carbon airbox, individual throttle bodies. On a turbo car, you don't get that kind of emotional noise, but it's something.
But, I mean, just going back to that car, if you want to see my video on it, you can click on the pop-out banner right now in the top right-hand corner of the screen. The way that changes that engine,
It's
you
incredible.
will buy that car just for the noise it makes once you fit that to it.
Yep.
And if you have that car, you have to buy that system. You do. You just got to find the money. Sorry, it's kind of like a real lame advert, but I honestly believe it because it's so good. Anyhow, so that gives you a bit more power. You say 15 horsepower more, so we go from 510 to 525.
Yep.
Any more torque?
Around 15 foot-pound more torque as well.
Right, so newton meters about 20 more newton meters. Do you have to tweak the ECU at all to like?
No, not
that?
for the intake. So when we design the air intake system, they are designed to work with the stock ECU without having to.
So it's just bolt it on.
Yes.
So how much does this loveliness cost?
That's 3K.
3K.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of money then, isn't it? Looks good. We've got a bit more power. We've got more noise. We've got that Remus exhaust.
Yep.
We've got chain suspension. I'd like to see what it feels like on the road.
I can give you the keys and you can find out.
Okay, let's do that. Okay then, Imran, start it up. Yeah, that is definitely louder than normal. Give it a little bit of revs, just a little bit. Oh. Yes. Okay, so driving your car, Imran, and we're going to try it first of all, right from the get-go, out of your industrial estate.
Yeah.
So you've loaded it by how many millimetres again?
Probably around 40.
40. I mean, that wasn't severe, that was, but we had to go at an angle.
As I said, not practical. We've literally just done this for show. When I drive the car properly, I will have it raised up.
So the spring rate doesn't feel bad, doesn't feel uncomfortable. I'd almost say it's a bit better.
Yeah, it's a bit smoother.
It is, isn't it?
It's very trick because MSS have done 2 separate spring rates on the front and 3 separate spring rates on the rear. So it's very trick. It's not just lowering springs.
Because it does sometimes, the Touring, feel a bit, well, and the normal M3, a bit clonky at times over a bump, just ever so slightly.
Yeah, and remember, we've reduced the travel quite a lot because we've lowered it so much. If you raise this up 10 mil, it'd be even more comfortable.
Okay, so how many miles has this car done? 280, so it's not fully running.
No.
What can I rev it to?
I think once it's warm, you can pretty much rev it where you want it.
But we don't want to launch it.
No, no launches.
Even though I do want to launch it. Right.
You want to launch it in this weather?
The extra is dead good. It just seems a little bit more throaty, doesn't it?
Yes, the exhaust is much deeper tone than standard.
And a bit more
Overrun.
Yeah. That's from the Touring system, is it?
No, so that's actually from the Remus exhaust.
Shows how much I know, eh, Imran? Right, well done, Matt. Is the throttle response better?
Yes. That's the intake, yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I told you, the turbo spools much faster.
That is really noticeable. I mean, I can't really explore it here. We're going through like a housing estate.
A few moments later.
And that's the beauty of the X-Drive as well, you know, it's absolutely chucking it down. And yeah, is it all right for me to do this considering how few miles it's done? Shall I back off
the
now?
The engine's warm, so it's fine.
Okay. The let-off's quicker as well.
You hear the noise when you
Yeah,
let
yeah.
off? You don't get that blow-off noise in the stock one.
No, so you do notice that. It's nice, a bit of blow-off.
Yeah, it is.
To be fair though, noise is a big part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the addition of the intake and the Remus exhaust, they've just added that little bit more edge to the experience, like, because they're really muted from factory. They don't make any noise. It takes a lot of personality away.
So the CSL, the M4 CSL, I can't remember, has that got a carbon fibre intake?
No, it doesn't. So you don't get any of the intake noise, but the exhaust does sound slightly different because it's got a titanium rear exhaust.
Well, thank you very much for letting me have a drive of this. It's been fun.
No problem, Matt. You didn't even get to launch it.
No, I didn't even get to launch it. I'm going to wait though until you've actually tuned the engine up some more. So how much horsepower are you going to go for?
First stage will be 720.
Oh, okay, first stage.
And then maybe after that, once we've built our M4 to 1,000
Oh, here's
horsepower,
the dangerous bit. Let's just
slowly.
see slowly. This is it. This
That's
is the problem.
$4,000 bit of carbon on the front. That's
There
fine.
we go,
Let's
we're all right.
do
There
it.
we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then after the M4's been built to 1,000 horsepower, maybe at some point when we're done with the M4, we'll just put the engine in this, just so you can drag race it.
Just so I can drag race.
Yeah. So it'll be 1,000 horsepower touring.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I've enjoyed it so far, so it'll be exciting to see what you do with it next. The changes that Evolve have made to this BMW M3 Touring aren't massive, but they do add up to make the car just feel that bit more special. I love the look. That grille just works. The carbon fibre looks great. I was surprised by the suspension. It was better than the standard car, and that throttle response because of the Touring intake is just sweet. And of course, you've got a raucous exhaust note. Very, very good. It does feel like a CSL. Well, almost like a CSL. It will definitely feel like one once it's got the carbon fibre roof and maybe a bit more power still. Now, if you want to see some more videos, click on that window there. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel by hitting my face. Click on it and you know what to do.